So beside crypto market, also the major indices are getting hit hard, because if we look at this S&P 500 index, we are down 2.12%. If you look at this Dow Jones is down 1.78%. DAX index is also down 0.67%. So now we are clear. Not just only the crypto market, also the major indices are suffering. But what could be the reason for us, since we are in crypto space? This news, what came from President Joe Biden, actually shook us, because President Biden executive order directing agencies to devise a comprehensive strategy to regulate cryptocurrency and other digital asset and examine a digital dollar which could be issued next week. So this definitely affected us, and also we saw that in price action of Bitcoin. But beside this, what could also be the major catalyst? Yesterday, Federal Reserve President James Bullard cautioned that without action on the interest rate, inflation could become an even more serious problem. He also mentioned that we are at more risk now than we have been in a generation, that this could get out of control. And the most important point, what he also mentioned, was a full percentage point in rate hikes by July, and this definitely shook the traditional market. And why this percentage hike in interest rate playing a bigger role in general? Because if you look at this federal fund effective rate right now, where we are finding ourselves in 2022, you can see the interest rate is nearly around 0%. And if you look at this movement, the percentage movement, mark up phase, just like in chart, markdown phase, and now this looks like the bottom area. And since then, if you look at this drop here in 2009, when the interest rate was around 0%, from that year 2009, the market has shown some really nice impulsive movement. Because if you look at this S&P 500 chart, after this 2008 correction starting 2009, you can see we are continuously in an uptrend. So this might change if the Federal Reserve will start hiking up the interest rate. And now let's leave this behind and jump into the price action of Bitcoin, because on my yesterday's video, I talked about this right angle broadening wedge. And according to the right angle broadening wedge, we were actually expecting this reversal to find support around this lower line area of this right angle broadening wedge. And this lower line area was around 40,000 to 40,500. I made that very, very clear, because when we were doing this video, the emergency video, we were around the 41,000 range. I also said this 40,000 could be retested, because we knew if this is going to be any sort of a retracement and also relief rally in this case, then the 40,000 support must hold the price, and it did. Right now it's holding, and we are around this 40,700 range. So if this is going to be a support for Bitcoin, then I am actually expecting some sort of a relief rally to happen, because we have seen some decent price pullback since yesterday. So any sort of a relief rally would also make a lot of sense. And beside this right angle broadening wedge, I also showed you this one scenario from CPI indicator. This CPI indicator was also pointing us yesterday that maybe the price of Bitcoin, after failing to find support around this 43,000, this 40,000 support line is going to be tested. And now if you look at the CPI indicator, you can see the price is exactly at the top of the CPI indicator. And this CPI line, as I've already said on my yesterday video, is going to be one of the most important line of support, and that line must not be broken, because I showed you yesterday, if the price of Bitcoin is going to fail to find support at this top, central and the bottom CPI line, which is between 39,000 to 40,500 range, then guys, then the next possible target is going to be around this monthly S1 line, and this monthly S1 line is lying around 31,500 price area, and this is not what we want the price of Bitcoin to do. So that's why for us right now, this 40,000 on the CPI line is one of the strongest line of support that we must hold at any cost. And beside this, guys, beside this, I also showed you this bump and run reversal bottom, which was also indicating us that if this relief rally is not going to last longer, maybe we could be seeing a retest around this previous temporary resistance line, this falling trend line, right? You can see which previously acted at the resistance, and this same line could be holding the price. And yesterday, not just only the support from this right angle broadening wedge, the lower line area, the support from the CPI indicator, but also the support from this falling trend line which previously acted as a resistance. So now you can see around this 40,000 we have some extremely important line of support lying around for Bitcoin. So breaking this support will indicate a clear sign of weakness, and in that case we will be focusing more around this price range of monthly S1 line, and that could be around 31,500 range. So let's hope for the best, right? But I just wanted to show you what could happen if the support around the CPI line is going to get broken. And now also let me show you in a bit different way what could be unfolding here in a medium short term for Bitcoin. So now what we are going to do, we are going to look at this price action in a very different way. So for that, I'm going to use the invert scale. Please do not get confused. And now if I would add this falling trend line here and then another falling trend line to the downside. So if you look at this price movement in this way, we can see this could be a descending broadening wedge. The upper line acts as a resistance and lower line acts as a support, right? We have seen that happening. But now what am I trying to show you here? So if this is going to be a descending broadening wedge where the price of Bitcoin is going to see a movement here in this manner and also break this resistance line, this is actually a bearish scenario. So what could be happening here if we are going to see a rejection around this upper line area? So what we personally want, since this is an invert scale, the resistance will remain here and price you see another movement in this manner, because if we flip this resistance here right into support, then that could be ugly for Bitcoin, because in that case, since this is an invert scale, if you look at this in a normal way, you can see this will be a breakout here to the downward direction. But for now, if you look at this movement here, what can you see? The price of Bitcoin here could be forming this 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern, because according to the 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern, the neckline or this falling trend line resistance has been broken. We have seen this breakout, and if we are going to see any sort of a retest, then the retest could be around this 42,000 price range. So that's why if we are going to see this rejection around this upper line area and the price is going to see this retest again towards this 42,000 range, then we have to monitor this 42,000 as a very important line of resistance. So if the resistance of 42,000 is also going to get broken and this whole scenario is going to fail, then this is exactly what we want to happen, because we don't want price to retest 42,000, again hold the line and start breaking here to the upside. Because since this here is an inverse scale, if you look at this in a normal scale, you can see this is how it's going to look like. So for this actual movement here to the upside or bulls taking control, we have to flip this resistance around 42,000 into support, right? If we do that, then we could be seeing some sort of a temporary relief rally. Otherwise, this whole process is going to look somehow like this: a relief rally towards this 42,000, get a rejection, and again continue this rally towards this monthly S1 area, and that is sitting around 31,500 range. So these are some of the interesting scenario I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.